The Rise and Fall of Musango, an African tale of success and betrayal. In the lush landscapes of Kenya, where the sun rises over the rolling hills and the spirit of community thrives, lived a young boy named Musango. Born to hardworking parents in a small village, Musango was a bright and ambitious child. His parents, though not wealthy, were dedicated to providing the best for Musango and his younger sister Amani. Musango excelled in his primary and secondary education. His teachers often spoke of his intelligence and potential, predicting a bright future for him. The village, proud of their young star, rallied behind Musango. They saw in him the hope for a better tomorrow. And when the opportunity arose for Musango to pursue higher education abroad, the community pooled their resources to support him with tears of joy and pride. Musango's parents and neighbors bid him farewell at the airport. He flew across the seas, landing in a new world filled with opportunities. In Europe, Musango pursued his dream of becoming a doctor. The years were challenging, but Musango's determination and the love from home fueled his success. After years of hard working and dedication, Musango graduated with honors and returned to Kenya. The village celebrated his homecoming, and soon Musango secured a high-paying job as a doctor in Nairobi. Life seemed perfect when Musango married Isabella. She was beautiful and sophisticated, and together they moved to the affluent suburb of Muthaiga. But as time passed, the Musango who returned from abroad began to change. Isabella's influence over him grew stronger, and he slowly distanced himself from his family and community. Musango, once humble and loving, now lived a life of luxury, disconnected from his roots. Months turned into years, and Musango's parents, longing to see their son and meet their newborn grandchild, decided to visit him in Muthaiga. They arrived at his grand home with gifts and hearts full of hope, eager to reconnect with Musango and his new family. As they approached the door, Isabella stepped out, her face a mask of cold indifference. Musango's parents greeted her warmly, but their joy was met with disdain. Isabella looked at them with disgust. Before they could even enter the house, she grabbed a can of insect killer and sprayed them, shouting, "I don't want fleas in my house." Stunned and heartbroken, Musango's parents stood frozen. The woman their son married had not only rejected them, but had humiliated them in the most cruel manner. Musango, hearing the commotion, came to the door. His parents looked at him, their eyes pleading for understanding and compassion, but Musango, now a shadow of the son they once knew, did nothing. He stood by Isabella's side, his silence speaking volumes. The parents, their hearts shattered, turned and walked away. The journey back to their village was filled with tears and sorrow. The news of the incident spread through the community, and the once proud villagers now spoke of Musango with pity and sadness. Continuing, the emptiness in his heart grew. He had gained wealth and status, but lost the love and respect of those who mattered most, his parents. Isabella held on him tightened, but the price he paid was far greater than he ever imagined. One day, Musango decided to drive home to his parents so that they could see their grandchild. He had decided to cut ties with his folks completely. He was welcomed by his parents, who questioned him about the behavior of his wife again. Instead of listening to them, he stood by his wife and got really agitated. He told the father that if he is angered because of bringing him up, he is willing to pay all that he spent as a child. The father was shocked to hear those words from a son that he loved so much. He handed his father a huge sum of money. The father could not believe it and took the money. He turned and looked at his mother. "I will pay you the amount of milk that I took as a child." He gave her 100 crates of milk. People around stood in shock, some with open mouths, not believing on what was happening. With that, he told them not to come to his place again. He hurriedly left with his wife, got into their huge black SUV car, and drove off, moving very fast past their village, leaving behind a huge cloud of dust. Children ran after their car but could not match the speed. Soon, after entering the tarmac road, they sped towards Nairobi, not knowing what lay ahead. His ego and ignorance made him to drive very recklessly on the road. When they reached a town called Kaseve, Musango turned so hard, causing the car to fall on its side. They screamed in horror as the car plunged on the valley below as the car rolled, crashing on trees downhill. Those who witnessed the accident believed that the occupants were no more. Villagers ran downhill to go and rescue them. They found Musango with 2 broken legs. The wife had broken 1 leg and a hand. She was unconscious, and the child was still seated without a scratch, not knowing what had transpired. Immediately, the parents got the news. They got into their rickety old 504 and drove to the accident scene. They were shocked. To their surprise, they were told that no one was dead, but they had to be rushed to the hospital. They had to go back with their grandchild because the parents had to be rushed to the hospital. It was sad because the wife of Musango remained in coma for a whole month, while Musango had to undergo several surgeries because of his injuries. And they got out of the hospital. Musango pleaded for forgiveness from his parents, and the parents were glad to see his change of heart. Their bond with the parents became even stronger than before. The wife of Musango, Isabella, from then on became respectful, learning Kikamba and even visiting his in-laws, even in the absence of Musango. In the end, Musango returned to his village, a humbled man, seeking forgiveness. His parents, with hearts still full of love, welcomed him back, but the scars of the past remained. The village, too, accepted him, but the lessons learned were profound. Musango's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of true to one's roots and the value of family and community. The rise and fall of Musango echoed through the hills of Kenya, a timeless lesson for generations to come.